friends, what is going on? This is Zev from Z Outdoors and I hope you're having an awesome day. So I'm with a buddy of mine, Simon, who runs a channel called Simon.
A Bloke in the Woods.
There you go. That's it. I've always thought, right, if you wanted the female alternative, it will be Simone.
Simone.
What
though?
Yeah, because a bird in the woods. A bird in the woods. So a bird is slang, Cockney Southeast slang for a woman. It's not a derogatory term, but it's not my bird, isn't it? You know, my woman. I thought about it. What do you reckon?
Bird in the woods.
That's it, Simone, a bird in the woods. So if you're not familiar with Simon, a lot of you will be. He's got a fantastic channel. We've been connected for quite a long time, and we've been meaning to meet up. We were hoping to do a wild camp. We're both working men. We're working men, Simon.
Yeah.
We're grafting away. Got the calluses on our hands to prove it, right? But we were hoping to do a wild camp. At the moment, it just haven't aligned the dates. However, all being well, we will be towards the end of this year. All being well, we will be doing a wild camp. We'll definitely get that in. But we didn't want to miss this opportunity. It's such a gorgeous day. And we're actually in Norfolk, the county of Norfolk, which is in the west of England. Whereabouts in Norfolk are we?
East of England. East
of England. That's it. That's what I was saying. Just needed to check, right? I'm always getting... See, look, when you're a Londoner, right, you get kind of arrogant about where you are. You forget everyone else. But no, it's a beautiful drive up here and stuff. It's a gorgeous day here with heights in. So we're near the River
Waveney.
River Waveney,
which separates Norfolk and Suffolk. Flows along between the two counties, and it's my playground really.
Because you do a lot of canoeing and all sorts, don't you?
I do, yeah. Love canoeing, and yeah, this is one of the nicest rivers around to canoe. It's not in particularly good condition at the moment. It's a bit overgrown, but yeah, a lovely paddle, especially in the winter.
And the winter, why the winter?
More water in the river.
Ah, interesting.
Less plant growth.
Right.
And quieter, especially as you get further downstream. It comes into the Broads National Park.
Right.
And then you have cruisers and motorboats and things.
Minimal noisy Londoners.
Yeah.
Get there as well.
But in the winter, it's just quieter.
Oh,
and,
lovely.
See more, hear more.
Yeah. We were talking about it off camera, just heading up here. Like in London, and kind of the area which I live in, it's just nothing. There's just nothing. There's very small bits of woodland kind of dotted around, kind of that are more kind of public access. And honestly, you can't walk 10 metres without bumping into a dog walker or whatever. But we were just mentioning that regardless where you are, especially in England, in a lot of England, you just don't get it. You don't get that kind of real open wilderness or kind of rural spots. There's always aeroplane noises or just whatever. But it is nice when you have these little kind of enclaves that we've got here. Just honestly, once again, a beautiful day today. It was a very chilly start this morning, hence why we had to start stripping off and stuff. So I've avoided filming that part in case all of you got hot and steamy, at the unstripping. So what we're going to do today, guys, is we're gonna really just chilled. This is more the first time we've actually met in person.
Yep.
So it's more about just getting. We just made a bench up here, just to kind of sit on, because this is quite this is a floodplain, isn't it?
It is floodplain. Yes, it's a little bit boggy on the ground. You do need to have something to sit on, really. So we've got a nice cushion here. So we've got so something to sit on. We're just going to get a fire going now. Going to cook up a bit of breakfast, just kind of very relaxed. And like I said, it's more about just kind of like hanging out, just enjoying the day, and also discussing obviously a proper wild camp, kind of like in the very near future. So what's the first point of call? Do we need to get some firewood? Firewood. Get some firewood sorted out. Get a fire on the go. I'm starving. I don't know about you.
Mate, I'm absolutely, I'm a Hank Marvin. That's all I know. So guys, let's get some firewood. Let's get some breakfast on the go. So we cut up the firewood. This woodland is a lot of willow around here, a lot of willow. What else did you say there was? Hazel?
Alder.
Alder.
Yeah, a lot of alder.
So we've got kind of a lot of the wood there. So it's really fast growing. So even though there's an abundance of it, and obviously a lot of it's quite dry, a lot of dead standing here, because it's a soft wood, it burns really, really quickly. Have you found that with a lot of your kind of fires around here?
I mean, I haven't got a lot of choice really around here. You know, you burn what there is, and yeah, alder and willow, they don't give out a huge amount of heat, not like oak and ash and other woods, and they tend to burn out quite quickly. But because there's so much of it, it's not really a problem. But
is that why you got massive forearms? Because you just
just constantly cutting wood.
You just cutting wood all the time. I had to move it to boost up the forearms. That's what it is. So what we're going to do, we've got a lot of that cut up. We've got some extra just in case, but it's obviously just a quick job to kind of cut up more if we need it. Just going to pick up a bit of tinder material now. There's a lot of dry material here. Pick up some kindling, and then that's it. So processed it all down, so we've got obviously the quartered bits, the thin bits here, collected a load of tinder material, obviously lay that down as a base because obviously it's quite damp. Obviously for those of you who are quite new, it's always kind of a good idea to lay some stuff down. It doesn't need to be this thick, it can even be just this diameter or this diameter, but it just takes it off the ground. Otherwise the moisture in the ground will just kind of make it more difficult to keep the fire going, let alone light it. And obviously we've got the finer twigs here. So Mr. Bloke in the Woods, how are we looking?
We're good. I've bought some birch bark with me. It wasn't foraged today, but was foraged on another occasion. Excuse the plastic bag.
We'll edit that out. That's a power of video edited.
Bushcraft police after me.
That's it.
So I've just got some birch bark here, just wisps of it. These are the finer bits that you can just pull off a live tree. I wouldn't recommend cutting bits of birch bark off a tree. It just damages the tree, scars it. But you do get these wispy, fine bits that you can peel off, and they doesn't do the tree any harm. So that's what these are, and they're full of oils, natural oils, and they take a spark nice and easily. And we'll light it with a ferro rod.
That's perfect bum ergonomic.
It's good, isn't it?
This seat.
Yeah. A bit rolly, but
that's
it. All right. We'll roll into the fire in a minute.
Add to the effect. So we're going to do some chopping. It's about as exciting as it's going to get for today. Look at that, man. That's it. It's a bushcraft video, so you've got to chop up your vegetable with a bushcraft knife. Anything else is unacceptable. Look at that, man. You're self-conscious though.
Yeah, I can't chop with my knife, it's too thick.
So what are we going to do with the chopping? Is there a preference on your part?
Just chunks, I think. Chunks is better. I don't know, inch by inch, something like that. And yeah, we're going to be cooking a breakfast that my kids called landfill. They named it landfill. And it's just basically a mixture of, you can put in it whatever you want really. I like peppers and onion, mushrooms. Normally I put sausage meat in it,
right?
But I brought along some vegetarian sausages today.
That's very kind of you. Very thoughtful of you, Simon.
Well, I know. I try. I try. And yeah, you just fry it all up in a pan. Bacon is also quite good in it, and season it well, and then eggs at the end. Basically, crack some eggs in, and it sort of binds it all together. Grate some cheese on it right at the very end is really good, and it's best served, I find, with hot sauce. So I've bought some hot sauce along.
That's it. Did you bring some toilet paper as well?
I've got some toilet paper as well. And yeah, landfill. It's kind of like a hungry man, mountain man sort of style breakfast. Really.
Yeah. Have you seen those the Dave Canterbury videos where he does the Mountain Man series? He's cooking his one-pot meals.
Oh yeah.
I think they're really good, you know. If you haven't checked them out already, he's done them a while ago. I think maybe a year, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So he's done a series on Mountain Man series, and he like literally at one-pot meals, you know, and really wholesome, really filling.
What you need, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Actually, comments in my last video. A guy from Sweden had put in a link to a recipe. It's a typical Swedish kind of hunter's meal. I can't remember what it was called now. It was obviously a Swedish name. And that sounded really good. It was, well, maybe not for you because it's got meat in it, but it was bacon or salted pork, and a kind of pancake batter. So you cook the pork, or it would work with anything. Would work with probably a smoked fish. It would work really well with, or yeah, anything really, I suppose. And yeah, you pour this sort of batter in at the end and mix it through. Just look really good. I'm going to try it out sometime.
Not to sound stereotypical or cliche, but IKEA is actually a good place to pick up Swedish ingredients.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really good. You go to their food section. I love the cinnamon rolls. Oh my days.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
God, I devour those bad boys, man. They actually crazy. They stopped doing them. So they do the hot dogs, right? And they do the veggie hot dogs. I'll tell you what, they're really nice, you know, the veggie hot dogs. But for some reason, my one in London has stopped doing them. Oh, I was well upset. And they're really good. So a funny story with IKEA, right? So yeah, when you go IKEA to the food section, once you paid for everything, you walk out with all the things you don't really need, but you just bought for some reason, right? IKEA has that effect. So what happened was, right, they have like the cafeteria, loads of people pick up the fast food and stuff, and it's really nice stuff, right? Really cheap. So the way they do it is you buy fizzy drinks, soda pop, in the US you guys call it. So you buy the cup, an empty cup, don't you?
Yeah.
And you fill it up.
Fill it up, yeah.
I swear to you, I think it was one of the second before last time I went, which was a while ago. I only go like once or twice a year. And I get lost for 3 months in there. Yeah. Yes, I went. I kid you not, I saw a guy, he pulled out 4 cups from his bag. He gave one to his wife and 2 to his kids.
Genius.
They were filling up, drinking the fizzy. I couldn't stop laughing. It was hilarious. That's like a proper ghetto move, that is like seriously ghetto.
That's the only way my lot can get me to go to IKEA. It drives me insane in there, it's just too busy for me. But the only way they can get me there is the promise of meatballs from the cafeteria.
That's it. Hopefully it wasn't a euphemism. I'll tell you the one dangerous thing with IKEA is every time I go, I end up buying bloody tea lights.
Yeah.
I don't need tea lights. I've got a box full of tea lights. I end up buying bloody tea lights.
Yeah, yeah.
What is it about the tea light section?
They're cheap.
They're cheap.
They're cheap.
They smell nice.
A bag of 1,000 for
That's
£2
it.
or something.
You can smell the tea light section from halfway across IKEA.
Yeah.
and you walk in. I always buy. It's like a mantra when I'm walking in. Don't buy tea lights. Don't buy tea lights. Don't buy tea lights. And I walk out buying bloody tea lights.
Yeah.
I'll be yapping so much, right? You finished all the veg, and
I know. You've done one red pepper. I've done everything else.
I've done everything. I'm just yapping away.
It's the quality of the knife.
That's it. So we're all good then. So we've got everything chopped up.
We've got everything chopped up, and just the veggie sausages.
Perfect. So you've got to cook those up.
Not to name the brand, because I don't know whether you can do that sort of thing, but they're a commonly available, popular brand of vegetarian sausage.
Yes. Is it a particular female I have in mind?
Yes. Yeah.
Who shall not be named. If we start singing Beatles songs, that might give it away.
You might know the answer to this because I've tried to work it out. What are vegetarian sausages made from?
That's a really good question.
They've got much better in years ago.
So what a lot of them are very different in terms of the mixture. Some are made with soya.
Yeah.
The soya based. A lot of them are, they call it the myoprotein. So it's like a synthetic protein. But it's all kind of made from natural materials and ingredients. Other ones are made up from a mixture of kind of vegetables. So you do get the different types. But you are right, a lot of them are very up their game,
Yeah.
It's huge now. You go to the supermarkets, even though I'm not vegan, but it's becoming a big thing now.
Yeah.
The range of vegan food, vegetarian food, and the meat-free stuff and whatnot.
It's hipster culture.
It's a hipster culture, that's it. I'm just trying to be accepted with them. That's all it is. It's the only reason why
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's good.
But they mix it with all different things, But the quality, like the burgers now are amazing.
Yeah. They've got the texture even is.
Yeah, they've got it on point. Even the way they look, the feel, everything. So, right. So, are we ready to sizzle?
I think we're ready to go.
All right, let's get sizzling. So Simon, I just seen you pull this box out.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Is this a gift for me? On my first visit down, my kind of virgin visit down to your woods.
Well, that's.
I mean, my only guess is a necklace of some sort. I mean,
we are renowned for our hospitality here in Norfolk. I went out and I bought this yesterday with you in mind, and
Oh wow, that is something else. I mean, who needs jewels? Who needs gold, diamonds?
Exactly.
Freshly laid eggs.
Eggs. Yeah.
In a jewellery box. That's it.
Yeah.
But all jokes to one side, this box looks amazing.
It's cool, isn't it? A subscriber made this. He has a 3D printer, and he printed it and sent it to me. And these bits in the middle glow in the dark when they're charged up, and I've not had an egg break in it yet. got little rare earth magnets that hold it together. Yeah. So I'm sorry there's no necklace, but the eggs will taste good.
That's it. What we'll have to do, we'll have to weave some forage fibres.
Yeah.
And then just weave them through the eggshells.
Yeah, we can poke a little hole through the egg.
That's it. We might get our egg chain. So the water's on the boil, and it turns out we have mint leaves here. And the reason why is we were walking in, and obviously we were crunching the leaves under our foot. We didn't realise, and all of a sudden the smell, beautiful smell. At first, Simon, I thought it was your aftershave. I thought a new brand, El Mint Eau de Toilette.
Yeah.
That was it. And then we realised it was mint leaves, wild mint, and I love my mint. So we've got the water on. We're going to go forage some leaves. The food is done. So you're just going to add the eggs, aren't you, basically?
Eggs, cheese. Eggs and cheese, basically. Yeah.
That's it. We get that in. So we're going to get that in last. So obviously the advantage with the Dutch oven cast iron is it holds the heat. It holds the heat in quite well, so it will come and keep it quite warm. So yeah, so the water's on. So while it's boiling, we're going to harvest some leaves, and then that's it. We're all good to go. So we're on the verge of completion, Mr. Simon. Let's go and forage some leaves.
Let's do that. Forage. Now you start to see why my kids called it landfill.
Just need your overalls and a wheelie bin.
Yeah, that's it. I should serve it in a wheelie bin, really, shouldn't I?
At times, I need my British Army shovel, entrenching tool.
Yeah, that's it. Serve it on a shovel. The world's smallest grater here. I bought it because it fitted nicely in my kitchen utensil roll, but it doesn't. But
in an emergency situation, it would double up as a callus remover for your heels.
Yeah, callus remover.
Or from your feet.
So
shaving brush.
This may take a while. But it is working.
That's actually really cool, you know.
And it grates both ways. Grates on both strokes. So it's it's efficient. Man. It's small, but it's efficient.
That's the story of my life. So now that the water's boiled, it's important when you're adding in things like mint, etc., anything herbal, you want to just kind of let it steep for about 30 to 60 seconds. Don't add it in when it's boiling itself, so you're going to kill off a lot of the natural enzymes and flavours within the mint. One little tip with things like mint is you can put it straight in as it is, but it's actually beneficial to actually just crunch it up a little bit. And what you're doing by that, you're just breaking up some of the cell walls and you're releasing a lot more of the flavour. Okay, so just kind of crunch it up, put it in. So obviously you don't need to be neat about it. But yeah, it's very important, just kind of like, in that way a lot more of the flavour comes out into the water. And you can obviously just dry these, just leave them as they are, take them home, dry them on a rack. And as soon as they're dried up, you can just break them up into crumbs and then that's it, you know. Just make it whenever you want. Whenever I get the opportunity to collect a lot of mint, that's what I do. And in that way, you've got mint to drink when you're at home as well. And this stuff is delicious. Another tip as well, you can actually just put it into Hessian bags and use them as artificial tea bags. And you can actually mix them up with other things as well. And then that's it, there you go. We've got a wild mint tea.
lastly, grated cheese over the top. And just let that melt on. There you go. I have no idea why my kids used to call it landfill.
So the food has come out delicious. Well done, chef.
Thank you. The veggie sausages are good. I've never used veggie sausages.
Have you not?
In landfill before? Nope. But it's really nice.
You do quite a bit of cooking, don't you, when you're out and about?
Yeah, I do. Food's important part of it all for me, really. Having some good grub in the evening or for lunch or whatever, breaks the day up. If you have a nice lunch, there's something to look forward to after all the chores are done around camp.
Yeah.
You know, you sort of set up, don't you? It takes a bit of time setting up, collecting your wood, getting the fire going, and the reward is sitting down and enjoying a nice dinner.
Big time, big time.
Yeah.
I was commenting just off camera with Simon, was speaking about baking bread. I was doing a lot of research at the moment. So by the time you're watching this video, I've done a video just recently with a chef, John O'Shea at Fenland Bushcraft, who's actually located not far from here, their place. As a professional chef, and in that video, if you've seen it, you wouldn't know what it's about, but part of the cooking he does is baking bread. So he was kind of going through quite a few kind of practical steps to take. So we were just kind of talking off camera that I was doing research recently about baking bread in a Dutch oven. And the first result that came back on YouTube was Simon's video they'd done quite recently. And
how not to bake bread.
How not to bake bread. But no, he's being down on himself. It's actually a really good video he's done, honestly, really. And he uses live yeast and whatnot. And it was a really good video, really step by step, quite methodical, all the way from getting the fire going to all the steps of the mixture and cooking in a Dutch oven. Because on the one hand, you don't want to kind of like overcomplicate bread, but at the same time, there is a bit of a knack to it, isn't there?
Yeah, there is definitely. Yeah. I mean, I bake a bit of bread at home, so the recipe I used in that video was just adapted from the one I use at home. So I wasn't too much out of my comfort zone making it. It's just more of a challenge, if you're out in the woods making bread. You haven't got big surfaces that you can work on like you have at home. And keeping your hands clean and all the rest of it. Yeah, there are challenges, but yeah, it came out all right. I burnt it a
bit. Yeah, that's the character of the bread. That's what it is. But that was a really good video, and needless to say, I mentioned it at the end anyway. But we'll link to Simon's channel. Obviously, he's done some really, really good video. What I like about Simon is he's a very hands-on guy. He makes a lot of his own stuff, even here. Might even have just a brief look at it towards the end of this video. But he's made a lot of the kit himself and pouches and whatnot, which is really cool thing to do. So, and you've made a baker tent recently as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I made a tent. That was, that was a bit of a mission. I've only got a small domestic sewing machine, so I'm making something big like a tent and trying to feed everything through. It's only a small opening, where the throat of the machine is, and yeah, that was a bit of a challenge, but yeah, it came out well. I'm happy with it.
And you tested it out on a wild camp, didn't you?
I did, yeah. My last video.
How did it cope?
Great. It was it was really comfortable. I had a fire underneath the porch. A baker tent works where you have a kind of sleeping area, and then in front of that you have a porch area, and you can have your fire underneath the porch. So when it rains, the fire doesn't get put out. And it didn't rain, but the feeling was the same. You feel sort of cozy, and you've got basically a big reflector wall behind you, and it's cozy and really comfortable. I'm just thrilled with it.
Yeah, it came out really well. It's quite a big undertaking, baker tents, to make one of those.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Off camera, what did I decide to do this for?
Yeah.
So guys, we've got the mint tea. We actually had to reheat it a little bit. As we were eating, we turned into a couple of old grannies. You started yapping away for ages. We kind of lost track of time. So yeah, we had to kind of heat it up again. And this stuff is delicious, man.
Really nice. I think that double heating has improved it.
Yeah, it actually has, you know, because it's steeped a lot longer. Yeah, it's really
minty. Very nice.
Oh man, that really is a lovely cup of tea. Wild mint. Don't get more bushcraft than that, Simon.
No, it doesn't. It is foraged, freshly foraged.
That's it. Next time, to make it really bushcraft, we need to make our own cups out of clay. Primitive clay. That's what we need. That's proper bushcraft, man. Yeah, that's it. We were part-time bushcrafters with artificial rubber and metal cups. It's just not happening.
Careful, you'll have the bushcraft police after you.
That's it, bushcraft police. That's it, man. There'll be binoculars out keeping an eye on me. But no, this is delicious. It's just an end to a glorious day. As I mentioned earlier in this video, we were initially planning on hoping to do a wild camp, and it's really just logistics. You know, we're both working, guys, commitments, etc. And this time around, it didn't pan out. At the same time, we didn't want to miss an opportunity just to meet up, because we haven't met up in person before.
No, first time.
This is the first time, and I can tell on Simon's behalf he felt it was a bit of a letdown, and I understand that. I understand that. You could have broken it to me gently, Simon. You know, stuff. But no, it's been great. But yeah, we didn't want to pass up the opportunity to meet up nonetheless. And we've been blessed today. You know, it's been glorious weather.
Fantastic.
You know, literally, it's been beautiful. I think we really are approaching the end of summer now. And yeah, it's been a great day out. It's a beautiful part of the country. I was mentioning to Simon just earlier that, you know, driving through here, it's a beautiful part of the country where he lives and kind of the surrounding areas, you know. Hence why you're out and about all the time. That's why
I'm very lucky. Yeah.
That's why he's a bloke in the woods.
Yeah.
Because
I am lucky. It's a beautiful part of the country. Lots of fantastic woodland, nice rivers, waterways, the Norfolk Broads. Yeah. And the most fantastic coastline. If anybody is looking for a nice bit of coastline to go and visit, the North Norfolk coast, it's second to none. Gorgeous.
Go on, man. Should work for the tourism industry, man.
I know.
That's it. He's in the wrong profession, this guy. But it really is a beautiful part of the country. So, one thing I did want to mention is that Simon has also filmed the video as well. So we've both filmed a video of our time out here, and he's actually brought his video out at the same time that you're watching his video right now. So it will mean the world to me. What I'm going to do, I'm going to, just below this video here, I'm going to pin it to the top of the comments as well as in the description box below the video you're watching right now. And I'm going to put a link to Simon's video documenting our time out today. It will mean the world to me. Go and check and to check his video out. Hit the subscribe button, give him a follow. And like I said, check out the video of him documenting our time out today. But really going beyond that, he genuinely has some amazing videos. He does some great content. He makes a lot of his own stuff. So he's documented that, his trips out on his canoe, etc., etc. And he really does have some beautiful content. So it would mean the world to me. Check that out. I'll put a link below in the description, just below this video, and pinned to the top of the comments. Go and check out his video. Hit the subscribe button. Say hello from me. And yeah, man, binge out, man. That's it. Simon and binge. That's it. Simon flicks and binge. That's what you want, right? And go check that out. And then, like I said, in the future, we are planning on doing something, a wild camp.
Definitely.
Hopefully by the end of this year, at the very worst case, then the beginning of next year. So we definitely do hope to do that. So stay tuned for that. And Simon, once again, I really do appreciate your hospitality.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you so much. So guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, link below to Simon's video. Go check that out. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. I really do appreciate you watching. And as always, I hope whatever you're doing, you have a blessed day, a blessed week ahead. From Simon, a bloke in the woods, and myself, Zed Outdoors. Peace out.